Chapter 6 Mazda RX-8. When women crest the brow of middle age and start on the high-speed, unstoppable plunge to an osteoporotic, alopecia-ravaged death, there are many ways to pretend that it isn't happening. Breasts ravaged by gravity and babies can be reupholstered. Tummies distorted by pregnancy can be vacuumed away. And shops such as Space NK and Boots sell exotic creams that soothe wrinkles and cellulite. I have watched Joan Collins walk into a restaurant and noted how all the women stare in an open-mouthed wonderment. Here she is, aged 70, and she doesn't look a day over 58. You certainly wouldn't give up your seat on a bus were she to step on board with some heavy bags. Now, compare and contrast the fortunes of Miss Collins with the plight of Barry Manilow. We hear he's had plastic surgery, and what do we think? Poof. Mickey Rourke is said to have had Botox put on his face. Poof. J.K. wins a prize for the most stylish man. Poof. A. Gill. Poof. Paul Smith. Poof. Men who wear product in their hair, whatever the hell that is. Poof. Men who put out sun cream in England. Poofs. Men who have combos or hair dryers. Men who have combs or hair dryers. Poofs. Men who wash their cars. Poofs. Men in sandals. Poofs. Men who go to the dentist when they don't have a toothache. Poofs. Men who take vitamin tablets. Raving poofs. And backs to the wall. Everyone. There's a jogger in the room. Any attempt whatsoever to delay the visible signs of old age is met with a torrent of barracking and cruel jibes, and rightly so. I wear clothes so that people cannot see my genitals. I have a stomach like a space hopper because I like eating food. My teeth are yellow because I drink 100 cups of coffee a day. My hair is cut with scissors. My bathroom scales are broken. I haven't combed my hair since I was 12, and I last washed a car in 1979. I'd like, therefore, to say that I'm all man, but in my heart of hearts I know this to be untrue, because a huge hole has appeared in the back of my hair, and it's driving me insane with worry. Baldness is bad enough when it happens from the front, but when it starts at the back, creating a big pink crater, it looks stupid. And what makes it worse is that the mirror lies. It tells you that you still have a full rug. It tells you all is well. Your hole is as invisible as the hole in the ozone layer. But you know it's there all right, like a huge crop circle, amusing people who sit behind you in cinemas. Last weekend, a girl at a party tried to reassure me, saying that bald men smell nicer than those with a full crop. To demonstrate the point, she sniffed the tiny pate of Sean Woodward, who happened to be nearby, and declared the aroma to be lovely, whereas what's left of my curly top, she said, was horrid. So much for the morning pint goodness of my Jojoba Tree shampoo. I wasn't fooled, though. I know that baldness has to be masked, but how? I could go down to the Dylan Jones route and give myself a number 1. But then, Dylan is an editor of GQ magazine, and as such must be a proof. Nothing works. I have a hair transplant, and you end up with something that looks like a Scottish forest on your head. Go for a scrape over and you're marooned in your house every time there's a light breeze. And as for the wig, forget it. Elton John has all the money in the world, and he still looks like he has a Huguenot carpet tile on his buns. If men were women, someone from Alberto Balsam would have thought of a cure for this terrible affliction. But we're not, so they haven't. I have, though. Simply hide your barnet under a car. Plainly, if you're the sort of person who worries about hair loss, there is a trace of vanity, a hint of poofery in your makeup, so it needs to be something with a bit of panache and pizzazz, though obviously it can't be a convertible. A coupe. A car that puts style way above substance is perfect. Not that long ago, There were many from which to choose. Volkswagen did the Corrado, Nissan did the 200SX, and Honda the Prelude. And there was the wonderful Fiat Coupe, a raft of cheap Porsches and the 6 Series BMW. But one by one, they all died away, killed off as people began to realise they were paying more for what was basically a saloon car and a funny hat. Now, though, they're coming back, joining the ancient Alfa GTV, the Toyota Celica, which is very good, incidentally, and the Hyundai Coupe, which is even better, will be the Chrysler Crossfire, a Mercedes SLK in a fairly pretty shell, basically, and the Nissan 350Z, which is better looking, but a bit of a pig to drive. It's just so wearing. Best of all, though, is the new Mazda RX-8, partly because of its rear doors, which open backwards to create a hole in the side of the car as big as the hole in the back of my head, and partly because it is so much fun talking about its Wankel rotary engine. You've no need to explain how it works, because after you've said the name, people are usually too busy laughing to be listening. In essence, though, you get sort of a triangular shaped piston, quote unquote, which spins round in a vaguely circular cylinder. The upside is its uncanny smoothness. A buzzer sounds when you're up past 9,000 RPM to warn you that a gear change must be in order, but the downsides have always been thirst and unreliability. The problem is that the tips of the triangular piston, spinning round in the cylinder 9,000 times a minute, have to be as tough as diamonds, but obviously not expensive. I have no idea what Mazda has used. The residue of a Weetabix that's been left in a cereal bowl for a week, probably. That's the toughest substance I've ever encountered. Whatever Mazda says, it has addressed all the problems in its new car, and that's good, because the upsides are better than ever. It may only be a 1.3 litre engine, in normal engine terms, but the power it delivers is an astonishing 231 brake horsepower, and it just gets better and better as the revs begin to climb. Get past 7,000 RPM and it's like you've pressed a hyperspace button. It handles too. Unlike most coupes, this one sends its power to the proper end of the car, the back, so the front does the steering, the rear does the driving, and you sit in the middle wondering why all cars don't feel this way. So balanced, so right, and oh my god, I've just gone past 7,000 RPM again and it's all blurry. As a practical proposition, well, it's not a people carrier, but you do get a decent boot and 2 smallish seats in the back. And with those doors, even the fattest children in the world can get in. The best thing about this car, though, is the price. £22,000 is a remarkable value for money, especially as my car had an interior that was not nicely trimmed, but also equipped like the innards of Cheyenne Mountain. This is a very good car with an exceptional engine, but the whole point of a coupe is to bring a bit of style to your humdrum hairdo with its big hole at the back. It has to be a coupe with tyres, a weave with windscreen wipers, a syrup that can go sideways. And on that front, the RX-8 is a bit questionable, as it's though they had a styling suggestion box at the factory and every single idea was incorporated. It's not ugly and it's certainly not plain, but it is messy. However, there is an upside to this. People will be too busy examining the curved front, the striking back and the endless detailing to notice the driver's a poof. Sunday, 14th of September 2003.